In this video, I will show you what my actual meal prep has been like for the past few months, with some variations of course. In addition to what you will see in this video, I would be having some fresh fruit, snacking on raw veggies, and indulging in a few pieces of dark chocolate. To make my life easier during the week, I make sure I have a few items prepped for my morning porridge. For lunches and dinners, I make a big batch of lentil stew and oven baked veggies to accompany fresh or steamed greens that I prepare daily. And for snacks, I make myself a batch of wholesome bliss balls and savory sorghum muffins. This way, I guarantee that I won't reach for that chocolate bar too often and have a balanced menu throughout the day. First, let's see what I can prep ahead for my morning porridge. One thing that I always use in my porridge, wintertime or not, is gingerbread spice mix. And it's simply because it's a mineral and antioxidant powerhouse with anti-inflammatory, antifungal and antimicrobial properties. You'll find the recipe link below and also up here. Besides the recipe, you can read all about its benefits. Making the spice mix ahead is really easy. You simply mix together 2 tablespoons of cinnamon, 2 tablespoons of ginger, half tablespoon cardamom, half tablespoon cloves, half tablespoon nutmeg, half tablespoon allspice, and finally a pinch of black pepper. Give it a stir until everything is well incorporated. Such a great nutritional boost and so full of flavor. Store it in a jar or sealed container away from direct sunlight. I always add either flax seeds or chia seeds or both to my porridge, so it makes sense to grind a bigger batch and store in separate jars in the fridge. I use a grinder that came with my food processor, however, you can utilize any spice or coffee grinder. My favorite porridge at the moment is made with grated cauliflower. So I process a smaller cauli head and store the riced cauliflower in fridge. I use about 4 heaping tablespoons every morning in my porridge, and it's really convenient to grab the cauli from fridge rather than grate it daily. I'll show you quickly how I make my regular porridge. However, for more ideas, I suggest you go and watch my 4-part porridge series. 7 steps to healthy balanced porridge, 5 different cooking methods, how to make low-carb porridges and savory porridges. First, I cook oat bran in water and soy milk mixture and add riced cauliflower about a minute before the porridge is ready. Then I add some Himalayan salt, my gingerbread spice mix, some extra ginger and cinnamon, pumpkin seed protein powder, and mesquite flour for some sweetness. I mix it all up and then pour in ground chia and flax seeds that have been soaking in water and oat milk mixture. Voila! I top it with berries and some extra seeds. As you can see, it's really easy and quick when you have prepped those few items ahead. Let us move on to lunch and dinner items. Oven-baked veggies are super easy to make and so versatile when combining your bowls. Here's an example of beetroot, butternut squash, sweet potato, and mushrooms. Lay them on baking sheet and bake at 200 degrees Celsius for about 40 minutes. Yes, I bake them dry as the veggies are full of flavor per se. And now moving on to this yummy lentil stew that will be so handy to add to your bowls at lunch and dinner. First, heat up a few tablespoons of water in a skillet, pan or pot. Throw in chopped onions and saute them for 2 to 3 minutes, stirring every now and then. Add water 1 to 2 tablespoons at a time whenever it evaporates. Next, go in the carrots. Give everything a good stir and saute for another few minutes. Again, add extra water if necessary. Throw in a few bay leaves and soaked lentils. In this case, they have even sprouted. Pour in enough hot water, just about to cover the ingredients. Cover with lid, bring to boil, and simmer covered for 5 minutes. At this point, add cubed sweet potato and press them down with a spoon or spatula. Cover and simmer until the potatoes are tender, about 10 minutes. Mix everything well and start adding the spices. turmeric and Indian spice mix. Give it a stir and pour in tomato paste and coconut milk. Mix those in as well. And finally comes crushed garlic. You may also let the stew cool down a bit before adding garlic to preserve the precious allicin even more. Transfer into containers or jars and store sealed in fridge for up to 4 days. And here's how you can use the stew in a butter bowl. Add a bunch of lettuce, then some arugula and baby spinach, raw red cabbage, which is an antioxidant powerhouse. Make use of the oven-baked veggies you prepped ahead and add some. And finally, the yummy and comforting stew that also serves as dressing. Optionally, top it off with some wakame or shredded nori, nuts or seeds, tamari or miso, as I didn't add any salt to the stew, and fresh herbs such as coriander or parsley. It's a filling and balanced bowl that will keep you satiated. For the second meal of the day, steam some greens such as kale, chard, or bok choy, and broccoli. Add oven-baked mushrooms and veggies and some sauerkraut. Again, top it with the stew and you're set. Honestly, this is how I eat every day and I don't seem to get tired of it anytime soon. I don't know about you, but I definitely need to have something sweet and healthy every day. To me, homemade bliss balls are a perfect option. They are quick to prepare in a bigger batch and so easy to grab from fridge. I link to the recipe video below and up here. The only thing I do differently for myself to save time is that I skip the ball forming part. Instead, I transfer the batter into a container, store it in fridge, and whenever I need a yummy sweet snack, I scoop out a decent portion and form a single giant ball to accompany my tea. As you can see, the batter gets much firmer on the second day. In addition to the bliss balls, I also need a healthy gluten-free grainy savory snack at least once a day. For the past few months, it has been my sorghum muffins. I was so thrilled to discover sorghum as it is rather similar to barley that I've been missing dearly since I went gluten-free. I linked to the recipe video below and up here. I store them in a zipper bag in fridge for up to 4 days. Should you make a bigger batch, stick the bag into freezer for longer keeping. Either you take the muffin from fridge or freezer, heat it up in microwave for soft and fresh result. Don't forget to comment, like and subscribe, and I'd especially love to hear whether you found this meal prep video useful. One last question. For my videos, without glasses or with glasses?